Hey there, I'm Frank Mitchell. On this channel, it's all about helping you understand your car and keeping it running the way it should. Whether it's routine maintenance or solving those tricky problems, I've got you covered. If you find this useful, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to watch till the end. You might learn something that saves you time and money. All right, let's get started.
The Tesla Model Y is a vehicle with an aesthetic and functionality halfway between minivans and SUVs. For its part, the Mercedes EQC is built under the instructions that the marketing recipe predicts success, electric SUV. In any case, these are two vehicles with a moderately high purchasing cost which, together with their commercial orientation, pits them against each other in a commercial way. Exterior dimensions. These two cars are presented as 5-door coupe-like vehicles with dimensions close to each other and around 4.7 to 4.8 meters long. The Tesla Model Y is 4.75 meters long, 1.92 m wide and 1.62 m high and has a wheelbase of 2.89 meters. The Mercedes EQC is 4.76 meters by 1.88 meters by 1.62 meters high with a wheelbase of 2.83 meters. Taking as a reference the variants with similar power and all-wheel drive, the weight of the 480 horsepower Tesla Model Y all-wheel drive performance is 2,105 kilograms, that of the 408 horsepower Mercedes EQC 400-4MATIC, 2,495 kilograms. Interior dimensions and roominess. Despite having an almost identical length, the Tesla Model Y is approved as a vehicle with up to 7 seats while the Mercedes EQC has a maximum of 5. Despite the fact that we are dealing with two SUVs, the comfort transmitted by the front seats of both vehicles is closer to that of a minivan than to what it is understood that an SUV should offer. The rear seats, the second rows, of both offer a great amplitude to be enjoyed by two travelers and a more than acceptable space even if they are occupied by 3 adults. In the case of the Tesla, the amplitude of the legs and feet is enhanced by the flat floor, without central tunnel, while in the case of the Mercedes, having a more delayed rear pillars offers more sense of free space from the shoulders and to the ceiling. As for the third row of seats of the Model Y, should be taken as 2 seats of sporadic use, almost accessory or intended for people who, without the need to travel with a specific restraint system, not exceed a height of 1.60 meters due to the space between the head and the roof, in this case, glass. In fact, when these backrests are deployed, the space for cargo is reduced to a compartment of ridiculous capacity only justified by having a second space under the hood. Trunk. As indicated, the Tesla Model Y has 2 cargo compartments. The manufacturer does not indicate in the technical specifications the volume available, not even in total, only that, in case of folding the 2 rows behind the front, there are more than 1,900 liters of cargo. The trunk of the EQC has 500 liters that allows moving bulky or heavy packages with relative comfort favored by a wide loading mouth, and a floor of the trunk itself almost flush with the lower lip of the loading mouth. In this way, it is possible to place several generously sized packages, for example, 1 large and 2 medium-sized ones. Engines and battery. According to the brand's configurators, the following versions of the Tesla Model Y and Mercedes EQC are currently on the market. Mercedes EQC versions: Mercedes EQC 400-4MATIC with 408 horsepower and all-wheel drive. The capacitor that Tesla equips in the Model Y versions is a 75 kilowatt-hours useful capacity battery. The battery of the EQC has 80 kilowatt-hours of useful capacity. Consumption, range, and electric recharging. The Model Y that uses the least electricity is the all-wheel drive Gran Autonomia with a consumption of 16.8 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers. The Mercedes EQC 400-4MATIC spends 22 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers. The Model Y with the longest range has 505 kilometers and is the all-wheel drive large range configuration. The range of the EQC is 417 Power and charging times. Tesla's batteries can charge at a maximum DC power of 150 kilowatts, AC power of 11 kilowatts, and fully recharge this power in 8.6 hours. The Mercedes EQC connected to a direct current point can recharge at 110 kilowatts and alternating at 7.4. The time required to fully charge the battery plugged into an outlet with a power of 7.4 kilowatts would be 11 hours. It takes 40 minutes to charge to 80% at 110 kilowatts. Pricing. The price of the cheapest Tesla Model Y according to the manufacturer's website is the one corresponding to the configuration all-wheel drive large autonomy from €64,000. Now, thanks to the CarWow comparator, you can configure your Mercedes EQC from €81,750 with an average saving of almost €7,800. Given their prices, these are vehicles that cannot apply for discounts promoted by the Moves 3 plan. Conclusion. Despite the fact that these are newfangled electric vehicles within the SUV trend, their presentation and utility are quite different. One is presented as the new wave and the other as the evolution within the tradition. It is clear that, to choose between the Tesla Model Y and the Mercedes EQC, the interested party should evaluate fundamental aspects, such as their own tastes, the needs they intend to address, and the context in which the purchase is considered. In conclusion, both the Tesla Model Y and the Mercedes EQC offer compelling features and performance, catering to different preferences. In the electric vehicle market, the Model Y stands out with its impressive range, cutting-edge technology, and spacious interior, making it a strong contender for those seeking versatility and innovation. On the other hand, the EQC excels in luxury, comfort, and a refined driving experience, appealing to those who prioritize elegance and brand heritage. Ultimately, the choice between these two electric SUVs will depend on your individual needs and lifestyle. Thank you for watching, and we hope this comparison has helped you in your decision-making process.